Hi, everybody. Okay, I am going to be sharing something with you on my YouTube channel. As you know, my YouTube channel, I have quilting things, I've got weight loss things, and so I have been exploring with making quilt coats, okay? And quilt coats are really a fun way to create the kind of clothing that you want. I went to Quilt Festival in Houston and I actually got these, there's 5 of these quilts. They're mini quilts. They were made in like 1885. And I wanted to make a beautiful quilt coat out of them. But because they're vintage and they were so old and I didn't know if the pattern that I had was going to work. And so I thought, okay, and this is actually the pattern. No, that's not the pattern. Anyway, so I had a pattern and I wanted to make sure it was going to work. And so I got a quilt that I had. It was a charity quilt and my niece really thought it was super fun. It was like bright and cheerful. And then, in fact, she loved the Minky that I quilted it. This is actually originally the backing, and I made this the front. And I cut it out, I made the quilt, and I made sure that it was gonna fit me and her beforehand. Just because I was worried that, you know, with the quilted part, it's so much thicker, so how is that sizing gonna work? And so this was my experiment. So this is like the coat of many colors. Look how cute that is. So adorable. But the problem with this, making a quilt coat like this is, and I have a wonderful friend, Bridget of Flaherty, and she is really encouraging quilters to not be wasteful because our habit can produce a lot of waste. So what happened is when I cut out that quilt, so this is an IKEA bag. All of us are very familiar with IKEA bags. I have a lot of waste. So I had some waste from a quilt that, so I don't want to just throw this in the garbage. I don't feel good about this. And so what I've done is I'm making a dog bed. Now, because when you think about this, so I've cut up all the pieces. It's all cut up in smaller pieces here. And it's all in my bag. And this is approximately the same size as a dog bed. Depending on the size of I need to step back a minute. I'm like a little bit too close to it. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically use some older fabric, and I'm going to be sharing it tomorrow when I'm going to do the work. But I just wanted to share this idea with you and kind of get your mind thinking about it. So this is all not wasted, but this is all like stuff I can't use again. And then I'm going to make the dog bed, and then I'm going to wash it and then donate it to the local SPCA. And when I'm making this video, it's actually Black Friday, so I need to go now because anyways, I'm meeting my son. He's 10. He's really excited. We have our list, and I told him I'd pick him up. And so I need to get heading out. But so if you're watching this tonight, you can come and see me tomorrow. But what I'm going to be doing is just using some old sheets, some old fabric. I actually haven't decided yet what I'm going to be using because I've actually given a lot of fabric away. And most of the fabric that I have, I really like. So I think I'm going to be going through some old sheets and using those. So we'll see what I come up with for tomorrow. But we're going to, there's a few tips that are going to be really helpful before I stuff the dog bed. We are going to be using a rotary cutter, and we're going to be cutting strips. So when I was quilting professionally for people on my long arm, you know, you would cut off, you had to have extra edges on all around the quilt to accommodate the quilt so it could be on the roller. And so when I had literally like bags and bags full of these scraps because my clients didn't want them. But there was a teacher at the local school who taught sewing classes, and she did the same process. So she would take the rotary cutter and she would teach them how to use the rotary cutter. They would cut the strips, and then she would stuff the dog beds. They would wash them twice, so then that would get more fluffy, and then they would be able to donate those. So tomorrow I'm going to be doing that. I can't wait for you to can't wait for you to comment. What do you do with your scraps? I want to hear from you, and we can make this kind of an interactive situation. All right, take care. Bye-bye.